Hi guys, Old Ed Mike here. Thanks for coming to another episode of Beyond the Tapes, where I review horror sci-fi movies in my own personal VHS collection. And tonight's feature film is Arachnophobia. I dare you to find a PG-13 movie that'll make you crawl out of your skin like this one will. Arachnophobia is about this insanely deadly spider from the jungles of Venezuela that hitches a ride back to the USA and terrorizes a town. There's no ghost spiders, no alien spiders, no mutant spiders, no emo spiders, just plain old fucking scary, don't mess with Mother Nature, real fucking spiders. I grew up deathly afraid of spiders thanks to this movie alone. Did I mention it's only PG-13? I rarely hear this film being talked about, and it deserves so much more credit than it has. If you hate spiders, this movie will scare the shit out of you. If you love spiders, you get to see him murder a bunch of people, so hey, win-win. This film is directed by Frank Marshall. He also directed Congo, another movie about killer beasts from the jungle. Surprise, surprise. And a movie about the plane crash called Alive, and also 8 Below. Those were his only directorial spots. He has, however, about 1 million fucking producer credits, so I'm not going to go over those, but he has been involved in a lot of bigger name movies. This movie stars the always funny Jeff Daniels, known for Dumb and Dumber. Also deserves more credit than he gets. His wife is played by Haley Kozak, who had a role on House on Sorority Row. The film also has smaller roles filled by John Goodman as the comic relief, and Julian Sands, aka the Warlock, playing the etymologist. It's a great fun film with some pretty big name people, at least for the 90s. Definitely worth a watch, so let's get to the tape. Hey, and here you have the tapes. Absolutely love the aesthetic here. Looks totally 80s, even though it's not an 80s movie. Purple is my favorite color. You've got lots of purple, yellow, pink here. Total synthwave vibe. And the quotes here: roller coaster ride of a movie, Good Morning America. 2 thumbs up, Siskel and Ebert. Thrilling, ABC TV. Thrills and comedy, CBS TV. Entertaining, Fox TV. It's great, ABC TV. I have no idea why all these different TV stations are commenting on this movie, or why they picked the reviews from these people, but... And then fun, at the movies, Rex Reed. And one funny thing to note, actually when I watched this one, and obviously I have 2 here, thank God I did, because the first one I watched, I think it was this one, had some ripples in the tape, so the tracking started messing up and I couldn't watch it. Like I said, I have it backup, so I didn't have to rent it on digital. And another thing I found is that these are completely identical, except for one small, the numbers on the tapes themselves. But this one had previews for Hollywood Pictures. It was like compilation, just like of their different movies they're putting out. And then this one actually had previews for Mr. Destiny and 3 Men and a Little Lady. So I just thought it was really strange that these 2 were identical and had completely different previews on the tapes. And here the little synopsis. Hollywood Pictures and Amblin Entertainment deliver the year's most electrifying big screen roller coaster ride of a movie. Everyone is afraid of something. For Dr. Ross Jennings, Jeff Daniels, his phobia is downright embarrassing. But when he moves his family to a small town, the one thing that bugs him most is now harming the townspeople at an alarming rate. For this unlikely hero, overcoming a childhood fear of spiders might just save the community, but it may already be too late. Directed by Frank Marshall, executive producer Back to the Future, producer Raiders of the Lost Ark, and also starring John Goodman. This critically acclaimed, breathtaking hit entertains with its terrifying mix of thrills, chills, and laughter. Also, this was produced by Kathleen Kennedy. Also known to a lot of people as the lady who destroyed the Star Wars franchise. Which I disagree with, but that's another video. And on to the review. Alright, so the film has a pretty basic plot. These scientists, etymologists, are in the jungles of Venezuela, going to a secluded, uncharted area to discover what species are there, see if they can find anything new. Now, the locals won't even go take them in there. Red flag number one. When they get there, they gas the entire place, killing dozens of species that they had never seen before. Totally unrealistic. Or they are humans, so humans are pieces of shit. One of the spiders falls from the tree and is not killed by the gas. Red flag number two, and proceeds to attack one of the men by fucking flying onto him. Red flag number three. Seriously, if it's been 15 minutes into the film and you've had as many red flags as my ex-girlfriend, it's probably time to get the fuck out. So, of course, the spider that they take back to study escapes and kills their photographer and hitches a ride in his coffin back to the great US of A. Once it gets there to this town, to the hometown of the photographer, sets up shop in Jeff Daniels' barn, of course. It mates with local spiders, creating a deadly hybrid that's smaller but just as deadly. The spiders grow and infiltrate the entire town, and the rest of the plot is mostly just showing different creative deaths that these spiders wreak on all these townsfolk. All the stuff you've thought of when you were thinking of how you were scared of spiders, all the different ways you thought they would get up on you, they show that in this movie. So it will mess with you. Spider in the toilet, spider in the shower, spider in the shoe, popcorn bowl spider. Yep, it happens. If you've been scared of spiders your entire life, watching this will just make it worse, but it's still fun. But if you're looking for a body count in a PG-13 movie, this one's for you. Downsides to this film would be the pretty big plot hole, unless maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention. The scientist says that these spiders don't have reproductive organs because they're just workers, yet somehow the one that travels to America mates with other spiders. And even one of the characters points this out, and the dude just changes the subject. Like, that, okay, cool, I got it. Also, the final battle with the king spider is a little drawn out, but that's just my personal opinion. The scene before this, the whole house was taken over by thousands of spiders. It's extremely creepy. Ugh! And I feel like it would have just been more effective had they shown that after the final battle, you know, when they're trying to escape, they're trying to all get out of the house. But it still works, I guess. But even still, all of the negatives don't really detract because there's so many positives of this film. The dialogue is awesome. All the characters get good backstory. Even the sheriff, who's just a dick all the time, they all feel real. These all feel like real people. Jeff Daniels is funny. He does such a great job portraying that he is deathly afraid of these spiders, or any spiders, that you start to feel it with him. And speaking of the spiders, they all use 100% real spiders. There's no CGI, just real fucking scary spiders. They do have some scenes where they focus on the little king spider when he's like doing some weird shit or like crawling through a door and his legs are sticking out. So when they do that, they use a puppet. But I mean, that's better than CGI. Who cares? Great stuff. Also, the score is great. They use this cool like dark. It's like a horn synth or some type of synth that they use when they focus on the spiders. Crawling around or doing whatever they're doing, sneaking around, and it gives off this really creepy vibe. So with this creepy music, these real spiders crawling all over the place, makes for a real terrifying but fun film. Just creepy crawly, make you want to get out of your skin. I was on the edge of my seat for most of the time whenever I see the spiders around. And I've seen this dozens of times growing up. I knew it was coming, and it still messed with me. So these spiders will mess with you, and I give this 8 pulsating egg sacs out of 10. And that's it. So thank you for coming to another episode of Beyond the Tapes. It means so much to me that you guys watch this. Horror movies been a staple in my life since I was a kid. Grew up watching these at my dad's house. He always had a bunch of tapes strewn around, and was always fun watching them. And so I just want to bring that love of the films to you guys. I also do some metalcore reviews. It means a lot to me. If you guys want to watch those too, if you're into that type of music. Even if you're not, I still like to keep everything pretty fun. So just come hang out with me. I want to thank you guys again for coming. And as always, this is Old Head Mike signing off, reminding you that you're never too old for this. And I'll see you guys out there beyond the tapes.